So we're scrapping our original design and doing something different. Because a good project can't be done just once, it needs to be done a couple different times. I know I told you guys that these 4x4s we were reusing, well, they're pretty twisted and crooked and not all the same size, so we decided to back up the project, start all over, go to Lowe's, get some 4x4s, do it right. What'd you say, hon?
Go back to Lowe's.
Go back to Lowe's. And the guy today at Lowe's asked me how I was doing, and I said, well, it was my first trip there today, so doing all right. But we didn't get too far in the project just yet. So we had these Trex boards donated to us, so we're going to use those for the sides. They're weatherproof, waterproof, all the things. And then we'll also be using them for the base. So let's get to work.
They're pea-proof.
What'd you say?
They're pea-proof.
And they're also pea-proof. So thank you, Trex, for designing something that is pea-proof. Most of the floor is now on, and 3 of the 4 4x4s are connected. We're about to connect this one, and we did end up having to cut some of the Trex here to make it fit around our 4x4s. It's coming along. Nothing like starting all over with a project. And our managers are managing.
Oh, we didn't do this first.
What are you doing? Thanks, bud. Show the people, Muggs. Come here. Show the people. Get up here. Good boy. Sit. So, this tortoise house is sturdy enough for one Cane Corso. Can I have your paw? Yes. Approved. Good boy. We've got the floor down. So now we're going to work on the roof, and we're going to pitch the roof pretty aggressively, since we'll have one side where we'll have the heater as well as the lights. So I like to put lights in here in case they're going to be in here for a prolonged period of time if it's pretty cold for a week or two. And then the front side here will be lower, and so we'll have a much lower pitch here, probably about to this. And so we were just measuring to see, and I think we'll go about 2 feet or so. Hey, buddy. Well, Muggs is here. Everybody's still managing. Chance went inside. He was over it. We obviously will not be done today, so we'll keep working on this again tomorrow, and the tortoises will have to sleep in the living room again. It's the following day. Here's the progress we have made so far. So flooring is all in. We've got most of the framing up. A lot of this is not necessary for the structure, and I don't know that you necessarily had to use 2x4s. It's just what we had, so that's what we went with. And we figured we'd over-engineer it and make it a little bit too sturdy than not enough, since this will be housing at least 2, if not more, sulcatas for the winter. Again, just for them to sleep in at night. When it's warm enough, they can certainly come out. We wanted to make sure that it was as sturdy as possible. So we've got the boards in. We're cutting. By we, I mean John is currently about to cut the board for the back. And then we're going to put insulation in here, and then put an outer wall up as well. And then over here, this will be a door entrance for a tortoise to go in and out. That'll be a door entrance. We'll do a divider down the middle, and then the heat source is going to go in the back. The idea there, of course, is that our heat source is the furthest away from any openings. So there we have it. That's where we're at. And because, of course, you're all really just here for the tortoise content, these guys sleep in the living room right now. So very excited to have this tortoise house almost built. This is Artemis. I'm about to put Artemis out in the outdoor enclosure. And then over here, hanging out is Cooper. He's got his feet lounging and soaking up some sunshine before I put him in his outdoor enclosure as well. And because we have to, there's Muggs out there in the yard. Time to get back to work. Thank goodness for John. Chance is here too. We're getting so much closer. You guys, check this out. So we have this whole wall on, we've got the roof on, and what we ended up doing with the roof is, as I think you guys can see, this panel here pops off completely so that we can get into the back side, which is where we'll have the heater. And the front is pretty much on. And so this will house two sulcatas. We haven't put the divider in the middle just yet. Hi, Chance. Watch out, buddy. And so the heater is going to go across the back wall up there, and we'll put a divider down the middle. And here we are. So the inside, we've got plywood, and then around the outside here. Let's try that again. My battery completely died on me. So that was fun. Here we are. We're back. So we put insulation in on the sides and then plastic over top of that, and then we're going to go with more of the deck board on the outside. So I get it. This deck board, we understand, is overkill. However, we had a whole bunch of it donated to us and said, hey, what could we utilize this for? And I know y'all know how much we love using it for the bottom of these enclosures, since it's so easy to clean out, and it should make a great siding as well. Although this is going to be one very heavy, very over-engineered tortoise house. Hey, buddy. But here we are. So we're making good progress. This took us, of course, way longer than we anticipated, simply because every good project does. And we had a fantastic volunteer come out and help us on Friday, so a couple days ago, came out and helped us, very skilled, and his company has a couple days of paid volunteer days. So he reached out and said, I would love to help with the tortoises and the turtles. How could I be of assistance? And we said, man, if you could help us with this, this would be great. We got the roofing material from Lowe's, and you can see it's really scratched up in places. It was an online return that Lowe's had in store, so we chatted with them and they were able to give us a discount on this. So thank you, Lowe's, for that. Really appreciate it. Oh, and I forgot to mention and show you guys, another thing we did is up here on the inside of the roof, we went with the insulation boards, and I think these are two inches thick, I believe. And that board was also damaged a little bit, so we talked with Lowe's and they were able to provide us with a discount. So chat with your local hardware stores. Most of them will give you discounts on things if it's not in perfect condition, which was really nice, especially considering that this will be going for a tortoise house. So hopefully we can get a lot of this finished up today. We will see. And Muggs is here to help us out. Thanks, buddy. Most importantly, since I know this is really what people want to see, here are the tortoises. So this is Pan over here and Artemis over here, and they'll be going in one side of that heated tortoise house. And what we'll end up doing is putting them in the enclosures so that they can go in and out as they please. We find that that method works really well for us and for them. They get to choose when do they want to stay in, when do they want to go out. And of course we do make sure that, especially on much cooler evenings, that they are going back into their house. But they're kind of like chickens. They want to go back to the same place every night to go to bed. And by night, I mean sometimes they're in bed by 4 o'clock. And then they'll come out on their own in the morning, and by morning I mean anywhere between, goodness, 9 and 11, sometimes noon. So they take their sweet time. Over here we have Cooper, who will be joining Pan and Artemis, but on the other side of that house. So we keep them separate. It stresses them out too much, especially with the size difference. And most tortoises, sulcata tortoises, do not want to live with another tortoise. So we find it works best for us that they hang out by themselves. And Cooper is our 22-year-old tortoise. He's the one that had a bladder stone a few months ago that we were able to have removed by a veterinarian, and he's doing great. He is a bit territorial. It's still early, so he doesn't mind me filming and being in his enclosure, but most of the time he is chasing us and telling us, hey, please leave, please get out of here. So what we'll end up doing for these two is putting that dog house right here, and one side these two will be able to get up into, and the other side, why am I blanking on his name? Sorry about that, guys. Cooper will be able to get into on that side. This was the dog house that I had purchased from Chewy. I did a couple different posts about it. Claimed to be insulated. It was not insulated enough for our needs. So they were gracious enough to give us our money back, and we had to build our own structure completely. And over here, this adorable booty. Hey, bud. This is our guy, Creed. He's been with us for as long as we have been a tortoise rescue. And he is the sweetest boy, and he is on our logo, and I also take him to a lot of talking events because he is bomb-proof and his social battery never ends. He's a sweet, sweet boy. And you'll see we have some grass growing in the enclosures. It is November here in North Carolina, which you would say, hey, the grass should not still be growing. Well, we planted an annual mix about a month or so ago in all of these enclosures, so that way the grass would keep growing even in the winter time. And over here, this is Thor's enclosure, and time is it? It is a little after noon, and you can see he has not decided to join us just yet. And it is oddly 72 degrees here in the beginning of November, so he certainly should be out. He's just probably sleeping in. This is not Creed's normal enclosure, so don't mind the dog poop and the extra, well, it's not really a dog poop pickup. Why am I blanking on what that's called? Here we are. Hi, everybody. Pooper scooper. So we use this pooper scooper for picking up tortoise poop, and I have it in this enclosure because nobody is currently living in this enclosure. However, let me show y'all. This is where our box turtles live. We've got box turtles there. We've got more box turtles there. Actually, while we're here, since you probably want to see them, let's see if we can find anybody. They've been going under a little bit and then coming up as the weather is warm and cool and warm and cool. Looks like we've got a couple somebodies right here. That's Kevin Bacon on the left, and on the right is Brussels Sprout. Hey guys. Let's see. Oh, we do have, looks like these guys are also out. Oh, this guy's pretty funny. He loves to climb up on here. See him hanging out. Hey bud, keep doing your thing. You are totally fine. So we have this guy, and then over there, I don't want to get too close to her, but let's see if we can. These two are wild box turtles. They are just staying with us over the winter. Let's see if I can get the camera. There she is. Hey, Butte. They're staying with us over the winter. They were found in an area where a new housing development is going, and we actually just drove by that area today, and it is completely demolished and bulldozed, and new houses are going up. So of course, had they stayed there, they would have been under the bulldozers somewhere. So we're glad that we have them with us. They'll hang out with us over the winter, and then in the spring, when a lot of that construction is done, or at least the big heavy equipment is gone, then we will release them back out into the wild close to that area, and they can keep living their life. So we don't interact with these guys very much. Since they are wild, we just make sure that Luckily they're native to here, so there's a lot of natural food already in their enclosure, and then we supplement them with additional food. But isn't he just gorgeous, y'all? Gosh, he's pretty. Hey, bud. All right. And I got distracted, so I apologize. Like I was saying earlier, this middle enclosure is not Creed's full-time enclosure. Gosh, but look at that cute booty. There he is. But his enclosure is up here, where he has a ramp that goes up into a heated doghouse right here. And you can see there's not a ton of sun hitting his enclosure this time of year. So once he comes out, we will pick him up and just move him over to this enclosure where he can get lots of sunshine. And eventually I think I'm going to connect these. This won't be this isn't their permanent area. We're building out larger enclosures for them, even larger than what they currently have. So it works for now, and we just keep upgrading as we learn more, which I think is just so incredibly important as you take care of and keep reptiles, is keep learning, y'all. Keep learning what works and just keep doing better and better for them. So hopefully by our next video, our tortoise house will be done and installed.